Diving into the server. Boss and party astronauts. Nuke is where we start our show. What do we think about Nuke between these two teams?
I mean, like I said in the pre-show, Nuke is technically pretty strong on both sides. Obviously stronger for the party astronauts, which is why they picked it. 11-7 over the last 3 months, plus 28 round differential. But on the other side, 5-4, plus 22 round differential. So both teams are good. Boss needs a strong CT side, which I mean, we'll see if they get it. Going alone was flashed there, but he recovers in time to get two. Brett and WolfY are dropped 5v3 in favor of PA, and they got the B site.
I like when we can just hear the thump of a pistol tool through the floor. Put the bomb down, full control here, even with the player red box. Darty was a danger. But with him gone, this retake is just too slow to get activated, right? They have the kit, but they're so far out of position that they don't even want to think about it. And they know. It's over. Save what you got. Into the next round. Try and get rolling here in the future. But PA, good pistol. Good pwn alone action. Win.
I mean, I like the idea from Boss to get a little bit aggressive towards red box at the outer yard, but Pwn alone was good for 2, and that's really what triggered that push into the B site and gave PA all of that space to work with. After that point, I mean, there's one player that can challenge, they go down right away, and Freshie and Cryptic, like you said, so very out of position. Yes, you have the kit, but it's better to save the armor and, of course, the kit as well into this next round, because you're probably not going to buy up much. You could go for the force buy, which would make the force buy more potent with those 2 pieces, but we'll see what Boss decides to do. And it looks like it's just going to be a full-on eco, unless they buy at the very last second, which I doubt. There we go. Only $300 spent. Darty getting the P250 upgrade. Everyone else on default pistols or whatever they had in that previous round, those 2 players. 2 MAC-10s, an AK, and 2 Galils on the other side. This should be a party astronauts round victory.
Should be. Shoulds, though, frequently become didn't. Cryptic's in the right spot. Cryptic's in the right... okay, never mind. Cxzi wise to it. Starting out well. I'm just saying. Starting out well here, John.
I wouldn't be against seeing a performance like that from Cxzi again, I'll tell you.
Shooting. Does feel like I've been treated to a couple of those like really unexpected outlier performances recently. We had an ace on an EU today that was unreal. I'll see if I can find the clip for you. It was from a team that was getting dumpstered on the map. Sinners were getting absolutely wrecked, but Shock pulled like an ace that was reminiscent of part happy Deagle clutch, part Monacy op ace. It was disgusting.
Those are 2 impressive highlights that you're referencing, so I'll have to see this one.
Yeah, I'll find it for you. I was losing my mind in the cast. So it's been a week of outliers. Cxzi, I mean, he's already at too slow of a pace to replicate what he's doing, and he's died in the first 2 rounds, so not going to have the Titanic performance he did. But obviously not really an issue with the MAC-10. He was hunting up some kills, trying to get the kill reward. And his gun retrieve doesn't make a difference. I'd be surprised if they even want to play with it.
Yeah, no, it's, I think they're gonna buy. I think they're gonna keep it on Freshie here because his money is a little low. Yeah, and he opts for the full util. Don't necessarily mind that. And the rest of Boss will upgrade to whatever they can get. Again, it's not going to be necessarily full util because their money wasn't as healthy as it could have been.
Where does Freshie go? He's keeping the Molly nade. He gave I think his smoke over to one of his teammates.
Go ramp room. It's a good place for a close range engagement.
Yeah, they are going to leave him there. And he's actually going to anchor. I thought maybe he'd be the mobile player, but obviously you don't want to really go for a secret stairs peek with a Mackie. Okay, they're out by red. WolfY's watching for this. This noise. Here come the smokes. There's the clear. Good kill for Pwn alone. The trade. It's good for Cryptic. So he'll keep this. Even numbers. Actually posing that threat up top. Now they're going to crunch in. Boss, take lobby. So party astronauts are expecting that this would pull rotations lower, and they're wrong. Boss are hanging on to this. They've gone into lobby instead. They've anticipated this play.
Pwn is still secret, though.
Yeah, they've got options. They're keeping them open. With a minute on the clock, they want information. And Cxzi, he's making his way into heaven. He's not going to see anything because they're in lobby, right? So this is gonna be a bit of a blind faith decision. But if he spots no one on A, presumably they wrap into mini, and then they've got the control regardless.
Yeah, this has to be an A hit at this point with Cxzi into heaven. Here we go. Smoke is good, and no one's actually on the site proper now, which is great for the party astronauts. That Molotov should ensure the bomb plant. I imagine Pone feels safe. He does. So there we go. 3v3 post-plant situation. Darty already poking through that smoke.
No kits. They got to make some moves, but with the
Yeah.
smoke still up, that allows Freshy to come through. They got a read on this being second vent. Molotov in. There's the swing. Well done on the first, but Pone alone. Important kill. Tagged up. Cxzi's here. It's going to come down to the clutch, but Cxzi's going to be A-okay to see that through. 3-piece for Cxzi. And it does seem like he hasn't cooled off much from yesterday.
No, I was going to say he's on that 2 frag per round pace again. Well, it's only 3 rounds in, but still, that was a nice 3K. Clutching the 1v1 situation and giving his squad a 3rd round. Loss bonus is kicking into full gear here for Boss, but it didn't have an impact in this round. It will in the next. So you see them being a little more conservative on their buy-up. They actually could have invested a little bit more here, but go very, very conservative on their buy-up and send 4 players to the outer yard. In the meantime, while party astronauts are going full-on lobby with only Chop lurking around towards Marshmallow.
Yeah, it's a perfectly reasonable initial stack, right? You've been getting bullied at red box. You're getting bullied outside, so try and stump them. A little bit of a firing squad. 2 kills isn't the worst thing in the world from this. Both on Freshy, but Brett last alive. He's got an isolated fight. Just keep swinging. No. Chop did get dinked, but it's A-okay. 4-0 is the start for PA.
And Pone gets that plant money. Interestingly for Pone, actually, yesterday, I think he only had something like 4 op frags. He hasn't necessarily had that impact all the time throughout these playoffs that he did in the regular season. Kind of similar to WolfY, but the struggles haven't been as great because Pone Alone's rifle is a little stronger than WolfY's, and he's still able to hold his own in that regard. And he's also, similar to WolfY, stepped up his game in terms of flashes, and he's thrown 0.71 per round, which is topping on the team, actually tied with Ben, which makes sense, and also has 0.11 flash assists per round, so that's leading the team for him. So he's still able to contribute regardless of the fact that his op hasn't necessarily been hitting as consistently. Cxzi gets the opening frag there, as you saw. Nade onto WolfY.
Keeping up his pace, John.
Yep.
I needs 2 more actually to match the pace. 2 around, 2 more needed. That's Chop. Oh, Chop might have an opportunity here. Brett's watching it. But no, the timing's gonna get the better of him.
What?
And that's more. Ben, burning alive, gets the kills at the very least, but that dropped the bomb now in their clutches. This could get real weird.
I feel like Vent is the best choice. They went for a boost, though.
They don't have the C4.
Freshy, but they couldn't hit it.
They can't drop. The bomb's down and
Cxzi.
out. But Cxzi, Dan Wu, he's back on pace. He's back on. It's Freshy alone. Has control of the C4 at least. Knows they have to come to him. But they get to pick how they do it. And eventually, he does have to consider the possibility they've gone for the full wrap heaven. That would be bold. But they're putting enough time in it just to put the paranoia in his mind. To add a 3rd element. More things he's got to think about. More things he's got to worry about. And all the while, Cxzi creeps closer. He's on the line now. Oh, he's past the angle. Freshy. Oh, deleted. Never expected it. A 4-piece in the round as Cxzi just keeps finding another gear.
Unbelievable for Cxzi. I mean, we talked about it in the pre-show. He's leading the stat categories in so many respects. But to highlight a few, number 1 in frags in these playoffs with 166 frags. Number 1 in kill to death differential at plus 39. And one of the more impressive ones, ADR, number 1, 104.6 in 9 maps played, which is nuts. And his rating is 1.45, impact of 1.63. All of those number 1 in the league throughout these playoffs. So Cxzi has been lighting it up. It's not just last night. It's been even before that he's been strong. Just last night was another level, and he continues here.
Yeah, last night, shall we say, elevated the numbers. But you're right. You're absolutely right. He's continued to do it, which, as I said, if the team's this hot, if you got the hot-handed Cxzi, I don't really know how you stop it.
Oh, Cxzi.
You kill him this round,
there.
but everybody else is here, no problem.
He just walked into like 3 crosshairs there. Oh, that nade misses the mark. Ben just kind of might have hit the end of his keyboard on that toss. Anyway, he gets the frag regardless, yeah, and that's going to make it 6-0 in favor of the Astronauts.
I did notice something as we were going live, John. I noticed Cxzi's tweet about this game. He said playing for Pro League. Last night he told us it's the one event he's always wanted to play in. He's always had circled. Never been able to do so. Hasn't been able to get there with the team. I think he knows what he's playing for right now.
Oh, yeah. No question. He's bringing his S-tier game tonight. There's without a doubt in my mind. As the Party Astronauts, I mean, as a unit, look strong. Pwn Alone's looking good here, and he's got another one on Freshie, blinded to boot. That's ramp cleared out. They've got a reinforcement in WolfY. He's got to hit something. There we go. WolfY getting a second frag on the map. It's an important one, but he has to back off because of that Molotov. So the Party Astronauts still gain the space regardless, and they'll take that trade every single day of the week. Brett holding here. Control, and that's a nice shot onto Denley. The frag comes through. Not the second. Again, a good trade from PA, and they will fake the plant to try and bait out anyone that might be here, but there is no one. At least not yet.
No, there's no quick rotation. This is going to be a tough one because there's a player right here. WolfY, no interest. He's out. He's gone. He's pulled the plug. Not feeling it. He just finally got the op up. Hasn't been able to op much at all this map. And he's loath to give it away here and now. 7 unanswered rounds, John. 7 rounds.
I don't... I don't know. Pierre playing that well right now, I guess. It's crazy.
It's a layer cake of everyone playing their A game, right? I mean, Cxzi is on another level, is untouchable. But then you have Ben is playing above his usual form.
Yes.
Pwn Alone has been on point, which we expect to be fair. But, you know, it's been a little shakier this last year. Now, definitely on form. Chop is like, I mean, this is what we know Chop for. This is what you and I have always praised Chop for. Is like, he's never taking the glam. He's never like in the sexy roles or, you know, taking the massive stats. But when he's on, he's so good and so dependable as sort of a backbone for the team. And then we're not even talking about Viz. Viz is just like, when Viz is the 5th guy that we're talking about, that's phenomenal. This PA roster is hard to touch.
I think in Viz and Chop, and maybe it's a little less so for Viz as he started playing Counter-Strike again, shaking off the rust, but they're 2 of the more consistent players in ECL and very dependable, very reliable. So to have those 2 both on your squad as the 4th and 5th riflers is really awesome. Cryptic is going to get the opener though. Finally, something for Boss to speak of here. And Pwn Alone flashes out, looking to gain that space. WolfY drops down.
Cxzi.
He almost connects.
I think Cxzi saw WolfY. I don't know if WolfY saw Cxzi, but now Cxzi passed, so I guess Freshie wasn't ready for it. Look at all this space. I mean, how do you deal with this? He knows there's an op above him. He's just being a nuisance, and Cryptic's not prepared for him to come back out. Why would you expect him to come back out? WolfY's like, how do I deal with this? He's standing out in the open, basically. Because
Cxzi's gonna see him.
How do you play against this?
Oh,
finally does. Maybe Cxzi overstaying his welcome. His teammates a little slow to actually group up with him.
Yeah.
They're waiting. What they were waiting for was for Viz to get activated, but they haven't been able to stay alive. So good initiative taken here by Boss. Still, the first on this clutch is underway. There's still 40 seconds. There's time to make this happen. Brett is isolated. Darty's in towards the site. It's possible. It's unlikely. But it's possible. Time's going to be the major pressure. The problem is with them not playing together, it's kind of 2 1v1s. And Darty has the right idea.
Oh man, like Cxzi wins that fight against WolfY and the round is over. But, unfortunately for him, he finally cools off a little bit and is unable to finish that off. I would have almost rather him go in towards heaven, maybe, and try to flank him, but I understand the idea regardless.
Yeah, I mean, I think maybe there was a little bit of not being on the same page, right? Because it feels like most of them are calling a freeze call to let Fizz get forward. But if Cxzi's fighting, then, I mean, if the guy's out towards Red Box fight, you've just got a hopeless situation for WolfY. Still, finally a round on for Boss. Finally something they can build on. Now they just can't get it isolated.
Chop. He's slipping through. He did this last time we saw them on Nuke as well, is slipping into garage and making life hell for anyone who's there. Darty waiting on site proper, gets one. Freshie another, but Ben is good for 2 trades. WolfY waiting as Ben is able to respond, and he holds off a couple of players here from getting onto that A site. That's
the bomb's
a big
passed.
one.
The bomb's passed.
It is?
Cryptic slips down, but he's going to be in a 1v2. He's going to get pinched. This is going to be really weird because they don't know that the player's down secret. They had no information outside. So Cxzi has to avoid dying.
That's a
He's
good
going to pop a Molotov. Does that force Cryptic forward or back? It's actually past him.
Yeah.
Very fortunate for Cryptic. He can creep forward now. Cxzi's got to be ready for a player in control, and I don't think he's going to expect it. Drop down. Not working for Freshie. Tried to go with a bold maneuver. Shot pulls the line.
That's nice. Wow.
From WolfY. There's the tap on. Cxzi's panicking a little bit. Gets the player off of it. He's not on, but Cryptic's got the shot. Time aplenty for the defuse. Don't know why they're mollying at that point, but they will. Defuse will be there. Maybe a little bit of panic, but the round secured is the most important thing.
Maybe forgetting that there's no one left. Just
Not
a
someone
little
else
bit
is
of nerves,
alive.
right?
We've all been there.
That's just the nerves for Boss here. But they do get a second round in a row. That shot and movement from WolfY was actually a thing of beauty, because if he overstays his welcome when he's swinging around, doesn't have the perfect timing on it, he gets dropped immediately. Instead, he swings around, gets the information, comes back, and hits a no-scope with the op to leave Cxzi by his lonesome. And as you talked about it, he was kind of panicking in the situation, which is understandable, with someone tapping the bomb and the opper sneaking up on you from vent. All right, party astronauts heading towards outer yard. Look at this spot from WolfY, aggressive at the red box. This is going to be completely unexpected for the party astronauts, and there's an instant frag from WolfY. Looks for the second and flicks with the no-scope. All right, WolfY's back.
What is this?
For the
What
third.
is
He's another
this?
no-scope.
WolfY!
Goes down. WolfY, oh!
Taking full command. Finally had to be put down by the HE, but talk about a little bit of flair. That's the way to answer to the flow state the party astronauts are in. You just get in our face and you take over. No more timid WolfY. No more saving the op WolfY. WolfY is here to play and here to stay.
He's got the fangs out. He's ready to go. That is honestly what I was hoping to see from him today. That's a big round because his confidence was kind of shot on overpass when they were playing. He ends up losing in overtime after look at the 2 no-scopes. He didn't even scope in, didn't even think about it. Just instant. Yep, this is going to be a no-scope frag. But yeah, it felt like his confidence was really wavering when he was up against M80. He missed, I think I counted 7 or 8 shots in a row towards the latter part of that overpass match in overtime, which was really, it was a struggle to watch, honestly, because he's a better player than that. That round in particular could give him the confidence to really shine, not only on this map, but throughout this series.
Nade, good timing on it. That's a massacre of a nade. Red drop, though. This could be a bomb plant. If they can deal with the heaven presence, it could be around, but they can't. Now it's just Ben. And he is done for. A little closer than you would have suspected. Look at the health on Freshie and WolfY, but the round is all that matters, and 4 players surviving means that we're now in the last of the half.
He was just running out with nade in his hands. Guys, where do I throw it? Where do I throw it? He got tagged down to 15, and then he backed off and survived, but still. A great round for Boss. They get a 4th heading into the final round of this first half of action. 7-5 would be honestly quite good for Boss, considering that they were down 7-0 before this 4-round run. Timeout going to be called by the party astronauts, and honestly, over the last 2 BO3s they've played, this is the one where they've been challenged the most in terms of maps, because against Nouns, I don't think Nouns got 2 rounds in a row at any point yesterday.
No. Now they managed to slow down the onslaught, right? PA was having so much success just taking space, taking ground, getting real estate. And now they're going to have to think about the next step. Only one more round of this half. They've already secured 7. It's already a successful half for PA, but the momentum is not there. This was one of those where you felt like they were just getting run over, and that's changed now. Ramp's being held pretty tentatively. It's Freshie playing from hell. There's a player down lower. WolfY looking for this secret play off of the smokes. Right, he's being glued in. So the question is, can they overwhelm Freshy? Need to pop the smokes. They're flashbang for this. There is. He's holding the line, but he's dropped. Good damage on the Cxzi as well. Hell Molotov. Brett ticking. Has to back away. Has to concede. So they're in towards lower. It's about WolfY now. Oh, and WolfY is deleted. The ult doesn't matter if you have 2 HP or 100. Cxzi ripping heads. Here, Brett rotating down. Bomb's going to be planted. And the spam net's nothing. So it's a full 3-on-3 retake. Albeit a very wounded Cxzi. Looks a little frantic, though.
Yeah.
It really does. They're down to just smokes. One of those going to be deployed. There's one more. Potential for the defuse. Big kill from Darty. And now it's all just that very wounded player in Cxzi. He's got to get headshots. He's only got 5 bullets in, but these all have to be headies. And it's not going to happen. Defuse on. So 5 rounds. A rally here from Boss to give us a map as we head to the break.
You love it, you wear it. What's your style? Get your merch at shop.eslgaming.com.
Nothing but the fading light.
We got a game, John. We weren't sure we were going to have one for a moment there, but Boss find an answer to 7 unanswered rounds for Party Astronauts with 5 of their own.
Yeah, I mean, look, good job from Boss to get the recovery. Yep.
WolfY got knifed.
Oh, I didn't even see that.
That's a little unfortunate.
Yeah. That's
It's a headshot anyway.
Oh, Cryptic, look at this. Gets 2 with the tech, and then Brett immediately takes down Chop. So we have a 4v2 in favor of Boss. That went from, oh no, WolfY got knifed, now he's dead, to immediately in Boss's favor in less than a second.
Yeah, sometimes you just need a blood sacrifice, apparently. Appease the Eldritch gods, and the pistol round shall be yours. Boss offered up one on a silver platter. And WolfY, you know, just being a team player there, being the blood sacrifice.
Yeah. WolfY, we'll see if he can come back from that. That's fine. I don't even know why I'm saying that. 6-7 in favor of the party astronauts. Still, they do like to go for force buys in these type situations, but this time they say, you know what, Nuke, we need that economy. We can't just go for this force buy, and they say we're going to save. Even though on Nuke, typically that's where you see the force buy wars happen. Well, more on MR15, I would say, than MR12 now. It's changed things a little bit, but still.
Look at this from PA. They're massing outside, but this feels like a very
already under control.
specific read.
Yeah.
And yeah, they're just completely avoided. I don't know whether this was a specific anti-strat here, but WolfY's just slipped past all of them. This is just weird now. They've just like ships in and I did the whole team.
Yeah, I was going to say, I think Brett's at risk, but no. He was ready, and he gets a third as well. Standard anti-eco coming through from the boss side, and we are all tied up. 7 in a row from PA to start it off, then 7 in a row from boss in response. We're back where we started pretty much. 4 A1Ss and the FAMAS coming through for the party astronauts. On the other side, boss are going to carry forward 2 AKs, 2 Galils, and the MAC-10, and they're going to have pretty much full utility versus party astronauts who do not. So that will be a bit of a difference maker more than likely going into this round.
John, I'm still trying to puzzle through what they did in that anti-eco, but I guess I can forget about it.
Yeah, don't worry about it.
Don't worry about it. I didn't think that's probably a miss Molotov. That was a T-side molly. So a little bit of oddness in this round, and Cryptic's going to pay the penalty. Don't want to let Cxzi heat back up.
No.
It's a problem at the beginning of the map, so definitely would prefer to keep him on ice, or at least, you know, middling, if they can. Drop him alone on this line. This could be dangerous. Molotov confirms presence is here. All about the timing. Chop will peek off opponent alone's contact, and there they go.
Nice.
1-2 punch, played to perfection. Brett and Freshie left. Very cut off from each other. He'll find the first, though. And now there's a little bit of chaos, a little bit of discord, a little bit of pandemonium. Problem is the bomb's down. But Freshie catches Viz. This round's getting interesting.
Yeah, but now he's the last one standing and spotted, taken down to 14. I think, oh, he got the A1S. That could help. The health is just so low that he has to hit only headshots, and it's not an AK, so it needs to be 2 headshots.
He's saving, I think. He can't drop. There's no time. He knows if he goes down vents, he's dead. He knows he doesn't have time to rotate to approach it from a different direction.
Yeah.
It's the smart call. It's more than his loss bonus would be by a substantial amount, and they're going to be buying into the next one, so this is absolutely the smart call here. It does mean that boss aren't going to be able to seize the lead. Party astronauts will hang on.
Yeah, it's just a good opener from Cxzi, and then, as you mentioned, over in the lower site, Chop, along with Pwn Alone, playing off of each other perfectly, giving boss absolutely zero chance of gaining headway in that direction. And Freshie being stuck by himself. Lucky to be alive, honestly, after that engagement from Heaven. Finds the upgrade and decides to save it. Good idea. He don't know how much he has left, but either way, just some util and armor, and then he's ready to go with the rest of his team. Perhaps we're going to finally start seeing some back and forth rounds here. 4 AKs and the A1S that Freshie saved over. And I mean, you're absolutely right, Mike. Even with the buy-up of what, even with what he bought up, it's still $2,000 in the bank for him, which will help, of course. He can drop some pistols in the next round should they lose this one. But if they win, well, even better. Nade's going to get, Smoke's going to get popped by the nade immediately here for the party astronaut. They know no one's crossed over yet. Cryptic tags Cxzi down to 47, but Cxzi and Viz team up for 2.
Here's the answer, though.
What?
WolfY. Flash barely cleared from his eyes. He's getting kills, but there it goes. Pwn Alone putting together a 2-piece at just the right moment. Bomb dropped to 9. Full control from Ben Lead and Pwn Alone. A dynamic duo that's been together for so many years at this point, John.
Oh, absolutely. And Ponalone, as I mentioned, has been doing it with the rifle very effectively on the party astronauts throughout these last two BO3s. And I mean, in Counter-Strike 2, in general, you have to kind of favor the rifle sometimes over the AWP, especially if you're not feeling it and your movement is even slightly off. It's a lot harder to find your rhythm.
I believe, if I'm not mistaken, that Ponalone and Ben Lead have been teammates since 2019.
You would probably be correct. They've been together for at least 10 seasons now.
I
Oh,
don't think there's been an interruption in there. Let's see. Can we get a bomb plant down? Cryptic has it. Cryptic has a rifle. No armor's going to make this tough. And he wants the fight with Cxzi. He wants the headshot, feeling that that's maybe the one chance towards a round win. Gonna be tough to see a path to that. Let's see if they can do that.
there's the bomb plant. Okay. Oh, yeah, that's
It's a big gain.
That's worse.
Yeah. PA making sure they didn't lose any unnecessary bodies, right? They were willing to concede the plant.
Yeah.
It's going to be a buy next round regardless. Obviously, the plant makes it a little better, but you got 10 rounds on. That's the important part here for Ponalone and for the party astronauts.
And also, money is good. And there's that foundation that you really needed. Chop got to get an upgrade there from the FAMAS to the A1S. Overall, I agree. Party astronauts conceded the plant, but it doesn't really matter. It was more important for them to keep the bodies up. So a 10th round is in their possession. Off we go. Round number 18. Boss have the full buy. Can they finally break back through here and end the run for the party astronauts a little sooner than it was ended last time? Because if they don't, party astronauts are going to run away to the finish line. Chop! Oh, I think that Molotov was guising his position because WolfY couldn't zero him in. Now the smoke's going to come in. Chop is just going to wait again at mini. Boss has that control of lobby. Cxzi thinks something might be up towards secret. And he could be right soon, so I don't mind him taking up this position. It'll be about timing here. 3 players headed out in this direction. WolfY's watching Garage down to about half health. The only player who's taking damage on this team so far. Molotov sails in. Is that deep enough to push Cxzi back? It is.
It is, but he's flirting with the edge of it, isn't he?
Yeah.
Can't give up the audio cue, but you know as soon as it fades, he's going to be slipping up the stairs. And here he goes. See if he can find the gap. He does find one. Now they know that threat's at their back, but they get the kill in the front. That's so important. Ponalone's able to trade it and slip away. Don't know if he knows that Darty's so far forward. Darty did get a kill from this angle, but Ponalone loses track of him, and that's a huge find from Darty. That could be the difference maker in this one.
I'm really surprised Cxzi falls back to the B site in that situation, given how much presence he probably knew was up there, but maybe he thought someone flanked. Anyway, Viz is going to get one back. Freshie, his latest victim. And now Cxzi's on an interesting little route.
Cxzi hears it.
Yeah.
There's no world where they'd expect him. He was down secret, right? They're not going to expect him to be here. Oh, the more time this utility can buy. WolfY's now spotted. He's a dead man. And now that he's gone, the bomb, they have to drop to get it. This is so tough for Darty. It's not happening. So Cxzi's flank, that winds up being the absolute key. The rotation is perfect. It could not be better timed. And the Viz played it beautifully as well, using his utility, stalling it out, just toying with WolfY to make sure he couldn't get onto the spot.
I mean, Cxzi can do no wrong, it seems. You know, I called him out a little bit for falling back off of that fight towards mid, and then he goes on a flank and gets 2 frags to win the round. So, yeah, he's up to 22 now, Mike. Oh, goodness me.
He is indeed. Well, hopefully we'll be hopping in just a moment here, but you get to look at our faces for a little bit, as it seems like we're getting a little bit of an internet sorted issue here. Still, look, party astronauts are now in pole position to close this out, right? They're looking very good. They've got the economy behind their CT side now. They started to look very snappy on the defense. If you're boss, you didn't get a bomb planted that one. Things are starting to get high pressure, and there's only 2 more rounds till PA take this one through.
Yeah, and I mean, honestly, it felt like they should have had a bomb plant situation. They had party astronauts on the ropes. Viz is able to get that important one to bring it down to a 2v2, and then Cxzi's decision to go on that flanking run, or at least to check what's happening on the backside of B at ramp, that was the right decision, and that's what led to WolfY being fragged, even though WolfY had an inkling at one point. I saw him scoped in at HUD. He's like, oh, maybe something's going to happen here. But then Viz, with all that utility and all that attention he drew, gave Cxzi that brief window of opportunity to come around the corner and drop WolfY.
Yeah, it's going to be an interesting one to see how it plays out. Unfortunately, it does seem like we have a little bit of time here, folks. So while we wait for things to be sorted out, we're going to take a quick break. Hopefully that magically fixes everything and we can be right back. And we're back. Should be live in just a moment here, folks. So apologies for that. We had some internet issues that needed to be sorted out. But it is a 4-round gap between Party Astronauts and Boss. And Party Astronauts, momentum in their favor. An eco forced out from Boss. This could be map point found.
Yeah, I mean, Cxzi said he had to restart his router. I think he just had to change batteries because clearly he's a robot with the type of performance he's putting on here throughout these last 2 days. 11-7 in favor of PA, and they're looking for their 12th now. We will get going. And,
I will say the last time these two teams met on Nuke, 13-7 for PA. So
you're right. Yeah.
a repeat here, perhaps. Let's see how closely did it mirror
That
it?
was-
Did the script writers get lazy? Did they reuse it?
Stop it.
Let's see. Nuke. 4-8 at the half. Nope, it wasn't the same. It wasn't the same. 4-8 at the
Slightly
half, and then
different.
3-5 split.
Slightly different. But that was in the regular season, by the way. That was the end of the regular season where Party Astronauts played against Boss. And I think Cxzi mentioned it yesterday. He said, I'm not too worried about playing them because we already beat them 2-0 the last time we faced off against them. So, yeah.
True.
The only difference is that we're not seeing Mirage here this time. It's going to be Ancient as map 2.
That would have been the decider of that series had they gotten to it.
Yeah, that's right.
Cxzi did top frag that one, but he's already toppled his total. He had 19 kills in that map. 22 here already. There's more rounds
23.
to play. And there's more kills coming through. Ben Leet will pick up 2, but Cxzi got his 23rd.
I mean, this was a half buy, completely neutralized by those two players in ramp, Cxzi and Ben Leet. Chop gets Cryptic, Brett the last one standing, and, well, he is dead to right. There you go. Viz finds the last 12-7. Party Astronauts 5 opportunities to close out this map and send us on over to Boss's pick of Ancient. Last time the Party Astronauts played Ancient was a little while ago, I think. They didn't play it over the last 3v03s and haven't played it throughout these playoffs. Just going to double check that.
Find out. But this is a faster play. Ben Leet getting chased down. He knows it. Look at the casualties. Look at the damage done, though, from utility. So Ben's done a good job of wounding them up. Gets the smoke up as well. Can use a rotation. He's not going to get it just yet. They're still trying to fight with Viz.
Jeez, that damage, though.
It's meaty. And now Opponent Alone's down here to help him out. So whichever way you go, you're being contained. You're being hemmed in. Question becomes, what can they find? They'll hold on the ramp and they'll shift back in towards lobby. I don't mind it. You need to show a different look. The initial foray was revealed. It wasn't quite rebuffed, but you didn't really get anything in terms of frags out of it. They are still threatening lower, despite these two players up top. Maybe trying to do a vent drop link up.
I mean, they still don't have to commit to the B site. Oh, look at this peek from Ben. He gets one, traded immediately. That's good from Freshie. Cryptic.
He wanted info.
Yeah, and at least he gets that info and knows that two players are here. Opponent Alone's ready to fire. He gets that. And now they have to back off more than likely. They're going to try and swing to the A side, especially with Darty finding Chop. Cxzi almost gets the trade, but Cryptic slips away with 9 health. Viz and
they're going to run up the ladder. They don't know Viz is here. They don't know Viz is here. Uh-oh, that's the bomb. It drops back down. Fortunately, that's a stroke of good fortune.
20 seconds, though.
Game would be over if it didn't. WolfY, he's got to make a play, and he knows it. Viz is just, if he just holds him at bay, it's over. It's over. They've got to go down. They can't go up. They have to go down. They have misplayed this. WolfY might barely just be able to get a play. He does indeed. Molotov over. He's going to burn, and the flames will do it. And with it go the map. Hone Alone serving the Christmas roast just a little bit early, and they're having Wolf for dinner.
Oh man, what a map from Party Astronauts, right? They start off with a 7-round win streak, and then they go on another win streak after they get to that second half. It's